metal as
That's
well.
metal, is it?
Yeah.
So from now on, we'll be relying on the graves and grave goods to tell this site's story.
This looks to me like a bead in here, doesn't it?
It's something we've been doing since the very beginnings of Time Team.
Presumably, because of the grave goods that we've found in various places around here, it implies that they were actually prepared to go off on their journey.
And also that these would have been...
And to explain how it's done, Helen's decided to teach me the art of dating burials using an example from Time Team's own stratigraphy, our archives. Oh, that's about 15 years ago, isn't it? It's a Winterbourne gunner near Salisbury.
That's right, an Anglo-Saxon cemetery site.
If I was about to embark on the long journey to Valhalla, I'd need my car keys.
And there you are on your grave.
A map.
I wouldn't have a map book now, would I?
No, sat nav.
Newspaper.
That's absolute dating, isn't it, that newspaper?
Except, of course, it wouldn't survive, because it's organic.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of hairspray.
Hairspray.
No, I don't need that anymore.
Portable telephone.
The size of that!
Now, I think the mobile phone is very instructive there, as well as being very hilarious, because they change so fast.
So you could call that absolute dating?
Yes, that's really good dating. But things like your glasses and your belt buckle and so on, they change perhaps a bit more slowly.
If there'd been any disturbance to that grave and it had taken the mobile phone out, you would probably date it earlier than it really was.
I think you would, wouldn't you? I mean, those
Yeah.
glasses must have been around for a while. And that jumper, that's got to be very dating.
Let's carry on about the jumper. The other thing about this burial, which is so obvious, is all the stuff laid around it. To an Anglo-Saxon, what do you think that would mean?
Mainly displaying your status within the community. Somebody has laid a dead person out. It's got some of your personality in there, but it's also some of what other people in your community have wanted to display about you. The thing is, what we see in the grave is only the final part of a more involved mortuary ritual. If you were cremating somebody, it would be even more complicated.
So, Sam, I was wondering where you were taking me, and you've brought me to my own funeral pyre.
Well, I know that sounds bizarre, doesn't it? But all for a good cause,
It's
actually.
all a bit slightly surreal.
Yes.
What would a woman in the Anglo-Saxon times have been buried with?
Well, typically we find, well, with her best regalia, with her best finery, which would include metalwork, cloak fastenings, wrist clasps, that sort of thing, that would tend to show up archaeologically.
Yeah, they would. So I've got my trowel. That will
Yes.
definitely come out.
That's right. That would be a very important object for you. And, of course, let's not forget your shovel.
Yes, it's very small, so we're calling this the ritual shovel. And something that's very special to me is my stripy digging hat.
Right. Well, of course, that would have to go with you. So these are things which are really personal to you. And they might include, if you had pets, a dog or even a horse, which is something we find a lot archaeologically. These would be so personal to the individual that nobody else could deal with them.
So I couldn't have Matt buried with me as well.
Well, let's put it to him. That's a good idea.
Hello, my name's John Gator. Time Team is fan-funded by Patreon. This vital support helps us to make new episodes. Joining Patreon gives you access to exclusive interviews, 3D models and masterclasses, plus lots more.